Hey everybody, welcome to Thirsty Thursdays with a therapist, where I help you to quench the thirst in your relationships. I am a licensed marriage family therapist. My name is Jaleisha Gatling. I'm working here in New York City, helping people to unpack the baggage that gets in between their relationships. Now today, it's so interesting what I want to talk about because it's really relative, and it just came to me. I was setting up to shoot this, and I'm trying to use the last little bit of sunlight. I'm shooting this later than I probably should have, right? And as I was setting up, I hear this ice cream truck, and I'm like, okay, like, move along, move along. I don't need you in the background of this video. And so I get a snack. I'm trying to like enjoy my snack, and I can't really enjoy my snack because all I'm focusing on is this truck music, and I can't believe how loud it is, and I feel like it's getting louder, and I feel like it's been here for 20 minutes, and I need to shoot this thing because I got stuff to do. So it brought me to thinking about what I was going to talk about today anyway, and how relative it is, and that I was allowing and focusing hard on this ice cream truck that I wanted to go away, and it's all that I could think of. It was renting so much space in my head that I couldn't even enjoy my orange. So I'm talking about that because I just wrote an article for marriage.com where I was talking about negativity. The article is called When Negativity Takes Over. Like, what do you do in your relationship? If you come home and find that consistently there's kind of a gloom, or your partner and you are fighting over stupid stuff, over stuff that you have that fight where you don't even know how it started or what it was about. Or if you try to tell a friend or someone what happened. I have couples come in all the time and they're trying to tell me about a big fight that they had, and they're like, well, wait, how did it start? And so negativity can become so pervasive that it impacts the relationship in a way that you're having tiffs, and you're forecasting and expecting negativity, and you are maybe reading or misconstruing your partner in a way that they are not intending, and it just becomes this vicious cycle. And so in the article I was talking about, and I didn't expand on this as much as I'd like. If you want to check out the article, I'll put the link below. But one thing that I didn't expand on as much that I thought would be really awesome to talk about today is what we focus on expands, right? And it's not just that simple. It really also comes down to what you are doing independently outside of your relationship that can have a huge impact on how you relate to your partner. Oftentimes people come in and they're like, we're fighting all the time. There's just all this negativity. We don't know what to do. We don't even know how we got here. And they're like, is it me? Is it him? Is it her? Is it that we're not compatible? And sometimes when we really break down what's going on day to day and what they're doing outside of the relationship, you come to find that they are bringing in junk and gunk that is getting in between their relationship, and they're kind of absorbing that and bringing that stuff home. And so that could look like hanging out with Negative Nancy at lunch. That could be there being maybe a sort of a gloom or negative sort of environment at work where we spend most of our time. Maybe that's you're spending too much time on the phone with your mom, who continues to highlight all of your shortcomings and what you need to be doing more of. Maybe it's a matter of you needing to shorten those phone calls or say no to having lunch with that person. Especially when we're talking about free time, guys. Your free time, you've got to be mindful. You've got to be intentional about who you're spending your time with, because you can do as much meditation and positivity exercises and reading good stuff and like telling yourself that you're going to be positive, but if you're surrounding yourself with people who are focusing on the negative, who have a lack mindset, that will impact you. It can be absorbed in very subtle ways that you don't even necessarily realize. And so I think a really great thing to do is just to kind of take an assessment of who you've been hanging out with lately. Who are you spending time with? Do they make you feel expansive? Do they lift you up? Do you feel excited to go and have lunch or brunch or get a coffee with them? Do you feel like, I guess I should. We haven't hung out in a while. Do you feel like you shrink when you think about hanging out with them or coming back from hanging out with them? Or afterwards, do you feel like, woo, light and expansive? Those sort of feelings, listening to your body can tell you a lot about what you need to clear and declutter from your life. And so I really think it's so important that we take an assessment of ourselves when we're having issues in our relationships, because sometimes it's just a matter of you need to go to the gym more. You need to stop hanging out with so-and-so. You need to limit your conversations with a person. Let's say it's your mom or dad, and you don't have such the best relationship, or maybe your parents call you and they dump on you emotionally. You have to set boundaries so that you're not absorbing that energy and then bringing it home. And a lot of times that's being done, not directly, obviously, not consciously, not with intent, but you're carrying so much, it's got to come out somewhere, you know? And so I think that it's incredibly important that we sort of take a look around. I mean, you could do that by simply reflecting on who you've hung out with the past couple of weeks. Also, it's not just about people. Like, what are you digesting? What are you consuming? You know, what are you reading? Are you reading? And not anything against memes. I love memes. I'm a meme queen, okay? But you know, if you scroll through your Instagram or your Facebook, like, what sort of content is most prevalent? Is it uplifting? Is it positive? Or is it complaining? Are you following a lot of people who tend to just talk about how awful everything is and woe is me, and have a victim mindset? Like, those sort of things, like seeing that, consuming that in multiple avenues, not just physically with other people, really, we can absorb that, and it can happen like, woo, like you don't even realize it. So there are ways that you can kind of get an assessment, scroll through and really take a look at what you're taking in, what most of the people that you follow or connect with on social media are talking about, and notice what comes up for you in your body. Sometimes I'll be scrolling and I'll read something and I'll feel like, yeah, okay, I could try that. That sounds really good. I got to look into that. And I'll even think, oh, I've been doing that. That's so great to know more. And you'll feel good and light in your body. Other times you read something and maybe it makes you tap into your doubts and insecurities, and it heightens them, and you're like, oh, I'm not doing enough, or I need to do more, or there's just no hope. I mean, pay attention to how you feel in your body. Do you feel constricted? Do you feel tense? Do you feel anxious? Or do you feel like, whew, yeah. You know, that those sort of things can really tell you a lot, and it can kind of give you some signs of where you may need to declutter. So I'll stop there. If you guys want to check out the article, I'll put the link below. It's on marriage.com. And also I have a freebie that you can get either through the article, or I'll post it here as well. I created this guide for if negativity is pervasive in your relationship. I'm giving some solid steps and concrete, tangible things that you can do to start to clear that out on top of what I talked about today. So make sure you get that if you guys are interested. Pass it along to anyone who you think may be interested or could use it as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me on Thirsty Thursdays.